All right, everybody, welcome. Paradox of Sports, episode 20. We've done 20 of these. Jack, it seems like forever. I caught you in the middle of doing a little business right now. So what are you working on right now?
I'm working on a quick replacement for my first baseman on a FanDuel fantasy baseball draft thingamabob.
Okay, so what's going on? Who you got to replace?
I need to replace this Matt Adams because I just found out that he's not starting, and it's a catcher and first baseman to change because it's catcher and first base are combined into one position for this specific area.
Is it like a daily? Is it like a daily game you're playing where it's counting points daily?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the winner each day will get I did one for like a 6K prize, I think an 8K prize, and then one for an 11K prize if I win it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I have decided to go with...
Wait. Who are our choices? Let me see if I can guess. Give me your choices.
So let's go. So I think my top two choices will be catcher Victor Caratini, first baseman Ryan O'Hearn, and then figuring out who the other one will be.
Okay, so I feel like you should go with the first baseman instead of the catcher. Is that what you're thinking or no? And you should not take my advice whatsoever.
Yeah. Because I am still debating because Caratini, he has played more games and more fantasy points per game. But Ryan O'Hearn is before him in the batting order. But still,
okay.
I'm going to choose the catcher Victor Caratini. And
Gotcha.
Replace our updated lineup. Now I just need to check on this Diamondbacks Mariners game. See if the Diamondbacks Colorado Rockies that gets released, and then the Mariners Padres gets released.
Gotcha, for your starting lineups for tonight.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's on the 7:10 Eastern slate, so
they should be coming out shortly. I usually get when it comes out while we're taping here, I usually get a notification when the Rockies set their lineup.
All right. The lineup isn't available yet for the D-backs, but the Rockies have got their lineup started. They're going to have Tapia on left. They're going to have Drew Butera catch. A guy named Josh Fuentes will play at first base. Brandon Rogers at second. Trevor Story at short. Nolan Arenado third. Left field Tapia. Center field Garrett Hampson. Right field Charlie Blackmon. DHing is Matt Kemp.
Okay. Nice. Well, happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
So are you 12 or you're 11?
11, yeah.
You're 11 years old and you had a sleepover. So tell me how the sleepover went.
So it went pretty well. It was an outdoor sleepover.
Yeah. How did the camping go? Did it get hot in your tent that next morning?
We were hot in the tent at night, but then some of us got a little cold in the morning.
Gotcha. So it cooled down enough overnight.
Yeah,
what time did you get
nice
up?
Night.
What time did you get up?
I got up at 6:30.
Oh, God, yeah. You were up way before the sun would have got there.
Yeah, the sun was up, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't hit the tent hard. Like when Peyton and Madison, when they camp, when they're at the lake, they don't go to bed till 3 in the morning. So then they try to sleep till 11, and it gets hotter than hell in that tent around 9 o'clock. That's usually what gets them up. So, yeah. But you made it all night. Okay, go ahead.
I fell asleep at 12:30 a.m. playing Madden Mobile with my friend.
Okay, nice. So all in all, you guys had a good time.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And you have not had a baseball game since we talked last.
Yeah, I was about to have a baseball game the Saturday the day after my birthday, my sleepover, but that got canceled because they didn't have enough umps.
Oh yeah, no, I saw your dad talk about that. That was I don't understand how that happens. Sounds like there's a lot of Chiefs and not enough Indians there. That's at Runyon?
Yeah, it's at Runyon.
Yeah, that sucks, man. Believe me, we deal with that up here too. Everyone they want to tell you what to do and boss, but they don't want to be a volunteer for stuff believe me, we go through the same stuff up here with the girls in hockey. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, we're still waiting for the Diamondbacks and Mariners schedule lineups to be released.
Okay.
I'm gonna give a quick review of who I have.
Okay, yeah, give me your lineup.
All right, so I have 2 different contests. One's so I spent 30 cents in entry fees. We still have $59.80 on our account.
Okay.
And so pitching on my 25-cent entry, I've got Shane Bieber. Catching, I've got Victor Caratini. Then we've got Garrett Hampson batting. And we got Garrett Hampson at second.
Now, is that kind of a homer pick? I know when you're doing fantasy, you're not supposed to homer out. Are you homering out a little bit? Or Hampson's been kind of hot lately, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was projected to bat first, but I'm gonna need to change that because he's gonna bat 8th, actually.
Okay.
So I'm gonna need to change like everything except the pitcher. And this is about it, so I'm gonna need a charger.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I could quickly do this without it dying on me.
Okay. I know we brought back a segment for this week. Jack's Look Back, the weekend review. We've kind of went over what we got. We're taping this Tuesday night as opposed to Wednesday night because you actually have baseball games. You'll be playing baseball games tonight when this debuts. So you got a doubleheader. I was kind of curious I saw the Pat McAfee appearance was it NXT that he was on?
Yeah, NXT TakeOver 30.
How do you think he's doing?
Doing pretty well. Adam Cole defeated him, so it's probably gonna mean that's his last appearance.
Oh, you don't think he'll be back?
Or maybe he will for a surprise, but in a normal amount of matches that others, nope.
Okay, so it's not a deal where they're trying to work him in or he's trying to work his way into a spot in the NXT realm.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
All right. So I'm actually gonna go with here. At short, I'm gonna go. Wait. Yeah, at short on one entry, I'm gonna go with Dansby Swanson.
Okay.
No, I don't want to replace him. What am I doing? I actually did something stupid. I was replacing the wrong guy. Oh, no. I'm going to replace him back with Tim Anderson.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah,
What sports did you watch last week other than I know from the look back, we watched some Dodgers games. You got a little wrestling in. The Avs, they're down 0-2. They play again tonight. As we're taping this, we'll actually know that finish. We'll know that result Wednesday night when this comes out and we post it. So do you think the Avs are going to come back or are the Avs done?
They could come back.
Okay, so you're feeling optimistic. You're feeling little chance. Rockies, they suck again. Is that what we're going with?
Yeah, I don't know. They could come back.
Maybe.
Yeah,
They're just
not. They could have a better season. I'm being optimistic.
Okay, so you're pulling for it. You're hoping.
And this just died.
Okay. Well, then I guess if it's dead, it's time for us to Jack, if you would, go ahead and throw it to our guest.
Introducing former WWE Intercontinental and United States Champion, Carlito.
Thank you guys for inviting me.
No, the pleasure's ours. As we always do here, to kick the interviews off, we're going to go ahead and get things started with our boy Jack.
Okay. So you started your career as a cameraman named Carly for the World Wrestling Council. Then you started wrestling. Who brought you into the WWC and why?
The WWC? Well, it's my dad's promotion, so I guess my dad brought me into the business. I followed in his footsteps.
You won your first WWC Universal Heavyweight Championship against Ray Gonzalez to become the youngest champion in WWC history. You eventually won the title 17 times. Would you be considered the greatest WWC Universal Heavyweight Champion in the 21st century?
That's a good question. I don't know. You'd have to ask. That's not for me to say. I don't know. I was one of the top ones, at least.
You debuted on OVW in a losing effort, but you teamed with a future powerhouse in Luther Reigns. How would you compare your wrestling style to his?
To his, well, he's a lot stronger than mine. So my style's more, or it used to be at least when I was younger. It was more being faster, quicker on my feet, and more agile. His was just being a powerhouse, being strong and just throwing people around.
When you talk about getting started in the business there with your old man, when you started when you were a kid, did you start paying as much attention to the business side of it, or were you there having fun, or were you kind of an understudy in the whole professional wrestling element top to bottom?
Yeah, I didn't really focus on studying, but I kind of just learned everything as I was going, as I was going on. Because I started, I think, putting up the ring. Then I was a beer hawker. Then I was a cameraman, and then I became a wrestler. So I saw everything from the ground up.
Now that's interesting. So that's, like I said, about the last probably 2 months, Jack's really been working on me to get into pro wrestling. So I've been trying to soak up as many podcasts and interviews, and every single one, including you, just mentioned the putting up of the ring. So as you're coming up in the wrestling ranks and stuff, is the putting up of the ring something important to know how to do? Or guys seem to always mention that, like they take pride in that they know how to do it.
Yeah, it's not something you should know, but I think it's just like a rite of passage. You know what I mean? It's the steps one should go through to pay their dues in the business. So I think everyone should at least, know how to put a ring up.
You also had a team with the late Shad Gaspard. How did you react to his untimely passing?
It was very sad. He's one of my good friends, one of my good buddies. He always had a smile on his face. He gave you the shirt off his back, and he just, he's always looking to have a good time, and he treated everybody the same. So for me, it's hard, but it's stuff that happens. You know what I mean? It'll happen again to some other person, but it's just life.
Okay, so your brother Eddie was your rival at one time, and because you said that you did not have him as a brother in your OVW career as you were a heel, he was expelled from hotels and your training sessions. How much do you regret making that comment?
What did I say again?
So your brother Eddie, he was with you all the way in OVW, but when you turned heel, you said that you did not have a brother, and then it got into real time, and he was expelled from hotels and your training sessions.
Oh, that's way back. Yeah, I mean we've passed things up since. I think every brothers go through that. They fight, but then they make up in the end. It's all love.
Now Jack has a little brother. I have a little brother. So is there something different about working with the brother, or something that you've enjoyed doing, haven't enjoyed doing, or what's that relationship like, both when the cameras are on and when the cameras are off?
Well, it's great, just having a family member with you on the road, someone watching your back. I always enjoyed tagging with my brother more than working my brother. I always felt, because he knows me and I know him. So it's better for us to be a unit when we're a tag team and be able to, feed off each other.
All right. In your debut on SmackDown, you won the United States title against John Cena. What was it like standing in front of a large crowd with the coveted prize in your hands or around your waist?
It was great. You feel like you're on top of the world.
So on your debut on Raw, you won the Intercontinental title against Shelton Benjamin. You are the only person to win a title in your Raw and SmackDown debuts. What is it like using this distinction in your wrestling career?
Yeah, I was reminded about that the other day. I don't know. It hasn't done much. It's just, I guess, just a good stat to have. But other than that, I don't think it's anything special. But it's still cool that I'm the only one in that category. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
When you were wrestling there in the different places around the world that you have been, what's the main difference between, say, wrestling here, Chicago or Phoenix or something like that, the fans there against the fans back in Puerto Rico?
Well, yeah, the fans in Puerto Rico, or just really anywhere in South America, it's a Latin crowd. They live their wrestling. You know what I mean? They really get. I would say they get a little more agitated by the heels and embrace the baby faces a lot more than in other places. Like, those people are very, very energetic, very outspoken.
So of all the places then that you have wrestled around the world, is Puerto Rico, is that your favorite? Is that special when you're down there?
Is it special down there? I mean, but there's many places that I've worked that I really enjoyed. It's cool working in front of a different crowd and feeling a different energy. You know what I mean? It's funny, you can't wrestle the same in different countries. You gotta find out what the people like and kind of work towards that.
Right. Do you truly like apples that much?
Do I like apples that much? Yeah, I mean, they're healthy. They taste good. Yeah, I like apples.
Yeah.
Now, that was one of the things sorry, Jack. I got this one I wrote down, Jack, I had to ask. So just doing the research, where did the apple thing come from? Like, when did that start? How did you decide, I'm going to spit this on a guy?
That came from one of my vignettes that I did before I debuted. I think I was at a fruit stand, and at the end, I grabbed an apple and I spat in the vendor's face. And I guess Vince saw it and he loved it and he wanted me to keep doing it. So I was like, all right, that works for me. And that kind of just, from there, it just grew.
With Primo, you were successful before you retired from WWE in 2010. Would you say that you were better in tag team action than singles action in the WWE?
I think it was a better tag when I was with my brother, but I other than that, I always enjoyed just being on my own. I liked doing things singles. I felt like I worked better on my own.
Can a wrestler find a groove? That's the other thing I had wrote down I wanted to ask you. Was you see like a pitcher or a basketball player and they'll get in a groove? Like, can you get in a groove and know, like, within the first 30 seconds or 1 minute of a match that you're about to really put on a show? Like, can you feel that?
Yeah, I would say so. I don't know if that quickly, but usually I go off the energy of the crowd. It's kind of like the energy of the crowd makes the match great or not. You know, I mean, you go out there and perform, but if, do something, all kinds of athletics and stuff. But if the crowd's not into it, then it kind of, it's kind of a lackluster match. But then again, you can go out there and do nothing, but that crowd, reacts to everything, and they just, on the edge of their seats. That's what it's about, really. It's all about the audience.
And is there someone that you're wrestling with that you know going into it that, okay, this is someone I'm gonna really put on a great show with, and you guys feel it and you get going? Like, you had your favorites, I guess would be my question.
Not really necessarily have favorites, but one I could mention, of course, is Rey Mysterio. Wherever you go, the crowd loves him, and he also, he's a great performer. So, you're gonna have a good night if you're working Rey.
What was your experience like at WrestleMania 21 when you interrupted Piper's Pit with the special guest being Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Well, it wasn't great. Didn't Piper spit in my face, and then I got a stunner from Austin. It was going great until that happened.
Yeah, Jack, what are you bringing that up for?
All right. My parents were at the following WrestleMania watching your match with Chris Masters against the Big Show and Kane. What was it like wrestling at your first WrestleMania match?
It was great. It was great. Chris Masters is one of my best friends in the business, so it was great to be there tagging with him. It wasn't great having to face the two biggest guys at the time together in a tag match, and I didn't like the outcome of the match. I wish we'd have won, but for a first WrestleMania, at least wrestling, I was very excited to do it, and I was very happy about it.
I'm trying to figure out a way to compare wrestling to. I'm a big racing fan. I'm a stock car racing fan. I like NASCAR. So when you talk about WrestleMania, that's the biggest event you're going to do of a year. So
Okay.
What is the day like of WrestleMania for the athletes? Like, are you doing any sort of meeting with folks, sponsors, or anything during the day, or are you just showing up for your match, or kind of what starts your day that leads up into you coming out there and getting into the ring?
Well, really, WrestleMania is a week process. It takes about a week for everything to come together. You go on your matches, you put them together at the beginning of the week, and every day you work towards that. You do promotions everywhere, you do signings, you interact with the fans, and then the day of WrestleMania starts about noon maybe. The show doesn't go on until about 5. So you're there at noon, doing rehearsals, going over everything. So it's a long day, but it's a fun day because it's like they say, it's our Super Bowl, it's our Indy 500.
Are you watching tape? Like your matches or your rehearsals and stuff, do you guys actually sit down and, like a free safety or a running back might do? Are you watching tape to get an idea of what you're doing?
Not me. Maybe some guys do, but I don't want. I know what I can do, and I know what they can do, and I just go off of that.
Okay.
So overall, who was your favorite opponent ever?
My favorite opponent ever? That's a good question. I don't know. Like I've had so many matches, and I've forgotten about some of the guys I've worked. Yeah, like I get asked that all the time, but I don't really have a favorite opponent or a favorite match. Sorry about that.
You can go with either one.
Either one. I don't have one. I don't think I have a. How much I think? Maybe one of my favorite matches. Maybe it was once. I think it was Puerto Rico. I tagged with my brother and my father in a 6-man tag. So that was special for me.
And your least favorite?
My least favorite. Well, I have to throw somebody under the bus, so I'm not going to answer that one. I ain't trying to bury anybody.
When's the last time you saw something that maybe you saw for the first time, or have you ever, or the last time you've been in the ring and had something maybe catch your eye and you thought, kind of, what in the hell's going on there? Like, is there anything that catches you off guard anymore?
Man, I don't know. I think I've seen it all. You know what I mean? Working all these different companies, all these different areas, all kinds of weird stuff. But yeah, something that sticks out. Not really. Just this is a crazy business. You see all kinds of stuff.
What is your hobby when you're not in the wrestling?
I'm not wrestling. I like to read. I like to work out, of course, because I have to. It's part of my job too. And I like to get down with my NBA 2K.
Cool.
There you go. See, Jack, that's right in your wheelhouse right there, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Has the business grown with wrestling? It seems to me, like I said, I'm a novice, but the research I'm doing, there seems to be a bit of a resurgence in wrestling across all platforms. Are you seeing that, or am I wrong on that?
I hope so. I feel like it's going through like a rebuilding stage. It's just trying to find what its next era is going to be. You know what I mean? There was the attitude, there was the ruthless aggression, so now it's kind of like everybody's trying to find their footing. And I think, because wrestling goes through cycles. It'll be popular for a while, then it'll kind of come down, and then it'll be mainstream again. So right now, I think it's starting to edge towards something. I don't know exactly what yet, but
it seems like the business right now is healthy. I mean, for as messed up as everything is right now everywhere.
Right.
But I mean, you're still seeing just wrestling seems to be healthy and doing better than the other sports are right now.
Well, yeah. So far, I mean, yeah, wrestling. I think wrestling will be around forever. I think. I don't think that's going to die off. It's not great without an audience, but it's still watchable, I guess.
And that's what I've done is Jack got me. The first thing I watched was WrestleMania this year. And now as we've had guests and going back and forth between watching old matches with the crowd and then the stuff without the crowd, like it's bad to say I feel sorry for the performers, but it's in the athletes, but you're still getting to wrestle, but doing it without a crowd, that has to suck.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't even know what they're going through. That's something I would not want to do. I'd never want to wrestle not in front of a crowd, because I don't know. It just seems like I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, you're having trouble explaining it. Yeah, but there's an energy there. Like there's an energy that people that don't. Hell, I'll never know what that's like. And when you're in the ring and you have 40, 50, 60, however many, 70,000 people screaming, there's got to be something there that's just. I mean, there's no drug that replaces that. There's no nothing that's what you're doing.
Right. Yeah, and that's something they just say. You really do feed off the energy of the crowd. They're the ones, they get your adrenaline going.
So starting this week on Monday Night Raw, the WWE started having crowd of NXT superstars while the ring and barricade was being blocked off by glass. Do you know when the World Wrestling Council will start having a crowd?
Man, I don't know. I don't think so. So a couple months from now, so this is over with. I don't think they plan on doing a show without a crowd, especially Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico, the crowd is very important to the wrestling.
I agree. Because the crowd, when they chant like your name, it's happened on many occasions. When they chant your name, you get a sense of energy, and you start moving faster. You basically gain more. You basically become less tired. Well, it's not exactly true when it comes to physical science, but in general, it's
psychological. You get pumped up with the crowd, even with the boos. Like especially if you're back and they're booing you, that also gets your blood going. You know what I mean? Because you're doing your job.
Hey Jack, I got one more, and then I'll let you ask the last one. Last one from me. Moving forward, you're my age, so we're not getting any younger. You're a hell of a lot better looking with your shirt off than I am. But as you get out of the ring, are you going to stay in the business? And where do you see yourself going in the next 5, 10, 15, 20? Like, are you going to stay? I know it's in the family. So are you going to stay in the business?
That's a good question. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead yet. I'm not just taking it one day at a time. Maybe I'd always like to get into the. Hold on a second. There we go. I always like to get into the Spanish announcing, being the Spanish announce team. Maybe the guys with they take out their table every pay per view. That'd be a fun little job to have.
Okay, Jack, you got one more?
Yes, final question.
Okay.
How important was the WWC? Was it because Rey Mysterio participated in it, CM Punk participated in it, and even Abdullah the Butcher participated in it. What is it like for other people transferring from normal wrestling to this area?
Well, yeah. I mean, this is a territory that's been around for, I want to say, 40-something years, and all the stars of the time of yesterday, and then some of the guys of the future have passed through WWC. Guys like Abdullah Butcher, guys like MVP, Kane used to be down there without a mask. Scott Hall, Ric Flair was down there. Who else? I mean, basically Hulk Hogan was down there at the time. Like, everybody's pretty much gone through WWC. I think it's one of those, I think, important territories. Like Mexico, Japan, and then Puerto Rico is one of those territories. I think that everyone should, everyone that wants to be a star in this business should go there, or at least pass through it to get the experience.
Awesome. Carlos, we appreciate the time. Thank you for sitting down with us tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome, man. Stay healthy.
Yeah, I'm trying. You guys too.
Cool. Thanks, man.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
We want to thank Carlito for taking some time to join us, giving us a little insight on not only his career, but kind of what the wrestling folks are going through. They've made some additions since we did the interview. You're seeing more of the virtual fan stuff. And
yeah, that finished up on Monday, yesterday.
The virtual fan stuff?
Yeah.
So you don't think they'll do that anymore?
They could. I bet they should.
Gotcha.
They should do it until further notice, because
Nice.
it's the same big stadium, unlike the Performance Center, and it's also gives a better experience for fans.
Okay. Well, now it's time to move on to everyone's favorite segment. You ready to give your week in review?
Here it is. Jack's Look Back, the Week in Review. So first you've got Wednesday, and Colorado Avalanche, Arizona Coyotes, 4-0 Avalanche on a power play for the Avs. And then watch this shot by Nathan McKinnon, second goal of the day. And the Avalanche will win 7-1. Great passing here to McKinnon for the score. Then you've got Thursday. Cody Bellinger hits a home run. That was nice. In the 8th inning. So then you've got Friday. In Miguel Rojas's first at-bat since being activated from the COVID list, he hits a 3-run jack with 2 away for the first at-bat since being activated from COVID. And then you got Saturday, Rockies-Dodgers. Game's tied 3, bottom of the 9th. Cody Bellinger hits a walk-off homer to win the game for the Dodgers. And he just gets all of that. He's this close to robbing it. This close. And then Sunday at WWE SummerSlam, after The Fiend Bray Wyatt defeats Braun Strowman for the Universal title, Roman Reigns comes back from his leukemia complications to just wreck everyone and leave, as his shirt says, and then proclaims that he should be the real Universal Champion. So next Sunday, we're going to have a triple threat match between The Fiend, Braun Strowman, and Roman Reigns for the Universal title at Payback. Then Monday, Rockies versus Diamondbacks. This is probably one of the craziest double play attempts I've ever seen. So Raimel Tapia from left throws it to first over Daniel Murphy's head, and then he rushes him, and then it looks like it hits him in the back, but instead he gets his head into it for an interference so that he would be safe. That's probably just a very smart play. And then Tuesday, you've got Jamal Murray bringing the heat. The spin around layup to the left side, or left to right, whatever, however you call it. I just like watching this. And thing about it, it's on Rudy Gobert, and Jamal Murray's the point guard. That's a very good play there by Murray.
All right, there you have it. The sporting events Jack saw fit to show you highlights with. You got a little hockey in there, Jack. I appreciate that. Thank you. The Roman Reigns appearance, is that something they build beforehand? Like, did we know that was going to happen, or did he just show up?
I think I'm not really sure, because a couple months ago, before his WrestleMania match against Goldberg, he had complications with his leukemia.
Okay.
So he was out for a while. And then he came back, and I bet it was billed, but who knows?
So what was the fight he was in? Because it was kind of a three-man match, wasn't it?
Or it's gonna be on Sunday. It was the Fiend defeated Braun Strowman to win the Universal title, and then he came in. He did what his shirt said: wreck everyone and leave. Yeah,
which the Fiend was the one that we watched in WrestleMania that was inside John Cena's head, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember him. Okay, gotcha. See, I didn't know that the Fiend actually existed anywhere other than in Cena's head. So that was kind of good for me to get to see.
Yeah, he's been in a rivalry with Braun Strowman ever since WrestleMania.
Okay. Nice. And then what's your deal with are you just a Dodgers fan? Are you a Bellinger fan? Where's the love for the Dodgers come from?
I don't know. My dad, before he liked the Rockies, he was a fan. Before the Rockies came to be, he was a fan of the Dodgers. So I like the Dodgers. I like the Rockies more.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and Cody Bellinger is my favorite Dodgers player.
Nice. Well, he had a heck of a week.
That's pretty much all I could find Dodgers-wise. And then on my birthday, I just found a clip involving Marlins and Nationals, because pretty much nothing that good really happened.
Not for our local teams, no.
Yeah, and not really for the Dodgers either. I couldn't find a good clip.
Okay.
So I just went with Miguel Rojas hitting a 3-run homer on his first at bat ever since being activated from the COVID thing. That
was pretty cool. So, well, all right, man. This is your last week. Next time I talk to you, you will have been back to school. So try to soak up as much of this summer vacation / the longest spring break ever before you head back on Monday. Good luck in the baseball game, and we'll keep track. We'll do the weekend review again next week, but I think we're good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good job, dude. Okay, we'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.